Assalamu alaikum friends and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can convert an Android Studio project to use the new Gradle Version Catalog. Let's get started. So we are using a normal Android Studio project, and here I'm using the old Groovy syntax. It doesn't matter if you are using Kotlin script, Kotlin DSL, or just the Groovy, it will work just fine. Just make sure that you are using a version of Gradle that is above 7.4, okay? This is the requirement. You can go here to Gradle version and you can check what version you are using. Actually, you are using this version. You can check it also from here. Okay, we are using 7.5. Exactly, yeah. 7.5 is fine. Okay, we can upgrade it, but it doesn't matter. Now, the main idea about version catalogs is that it enables you to share versions between modules, okay? This is the main idea. So if you have only one module, let's say the app module with one single build.gradle file, it doesn't worth it. It will be just an overwork for you, okay? It doesn't matter. Actually, you can use it for another purpose. Yeah, let's share it now. It's that using this version catalog, we can do something very awesome, which is to make some automation regarding the update of those versions. So we can set up, for example, renovate or dependabot in the GitHub pull request, right? It will create the GitHub pull request for us. So this is it will be a GitHub action. So what will happen is that every day, for example, at night, it will check whether there is new versions of the different dependencies. Let's say we have different dependencies here regarding, for example, this KTX, Compose, Dagger, for example, Room database, and there is new versions, right? Every time you have to go here, update the version yourself. With this kind of action, what will happen is that automatically in the morning, you will see a new pull request about changed versions, okay? This is a cool thing. We can achieve that because the structure of the versions will make it easier for us in order to do it, okay? So here, you need to go to the following, in the project file, go to the Gradle, and here you need to create a specific version, not in the wrapper, but here in the Gradle. New file, and you have to name it libs.version.toml, okay? This is the extension required, okay? Just create a version like that. And here we can set up 4 different sections: the versions, the libraries, the plugins, and the bundles, okay? So here's the thing. You can create it like that, and we'll make it versions. There is another one, which is plugins, libraries, and bundles, okay? You can make this before this, for example. Okay, and simply you can start versions. You can go here and copy this one, for example, paste it, and then simply make it equal, and you need those strings like that. And just sync it, it will work fine for you. And here you would go to this minimum SDK, to the libs.versions, and here there is minimum SDK if you sync it, but it won't work immediately because it is expecting this minimum SDK to be an integer. Okay, so we need to get the value and then make it to an int, okay, to an integer, yeah. So if you sync it right now, it should work and nothing should happen. Exactly, you can do the same thing for the target SDK. Again, you do the libs.versions.target SDK, it won't find it, and then do get and make it to an integer and just sync it. You can do the same thing for all the versions. And the beauty right now is that I can use these things in all the different modules. That's the first thing. And then I can change it here in one place and it will change across all the places. This is also a great feature of this, okay? And now you can do the same thing for this one, and it doesn't matter, as I said, whether it is in Kotlin or it is in Groovy like that, but let's start implementing those, okay? So here, in order to take a library, you need to take it like the following and put it here in the libraries. Okay, so this is Android, like that. So here, in order to access it, like you need to define how you are going to access it, okay? You can do something with the dashes, like that. Let's say it's core and KTX equal. Of course, you have to change this one to this one. And you need to take this version from here, like that. And I can put it here. Of course, I can put it in the exact same name, like the following, 1 minute, like that. And this would work for the version. Now, this wouldn't work for the libraries because it requires specific index. It goes with the following, some brackets like that. And here we need to define something called module, like the following, equal, which is the module. And then there's something called version reference. And this should be equal to this string, okay? It needs to be a string, that's the problem. Make sure it's version, not version, it just was a problem. Now sync everything, and this should work fine. Now the beauty, you can see the version highlight here, that there is an update. Previously in the build SRC, the way we do it in Kotlin, it didn't work. So I think this would be fine. then we can go here and instead of doing implementation, now here we go to the libs, but you are not going to see something like libraries, right? You can directly access it. So it is Android, and this dashes will be replaced with dots, right? So it will be Android here, dot core dot ktx. And that's it. If you sync it, it should work. Awesome. Now, as I said, if you are doing this for one, or like you can access it here, if you are doing this for just one module, it will be an overkill for the project. It's not that good, but if you have multi-module project, you will use it a lot, okay? And you can do the same thing for all the libraries here. Now, there is specific things you can change. First, which is this plugins. The plugins that I'm talking about are here. Let me show you. Now, you want to take this plugins. The plugins, you can define them here in the section of plugins. And for bundles, which is also a good thing, is that you can group a lot of libraries under one name. For example, let's say about Compose. Here in Compose, we do have many things, right? It's Compose about, let's say there is Compose material, UI, tooling. You can group all these three in one single implementation and it will do it. Okay, I will show you an example. So I can take all of this. So this is really an old project. That's why I'm using it. Let's put back this one first. I will delete those. All right, let me just delete also this one. Let me delete also this one. Don't need it. And then version.ref equal, I will do it as compose, like that. Sorry, forget this one. That's the beauty of Android Studio. And here, of course, I can make it as module equal, like that. And I can define the compose version just here. Don't know what was the compose version. It was 1.4.0. Okay, this is an old project. Okay, that way I created compose UI. This one is material, and this one is what? Tooling, for example. Now I can use those libraries immediately, like that. Can go here. Where is it? Can directly rename libs, and I can paste those, but of course I have to put the dots. All right, and I should sync it. All right, now you can see it is working fine. Now here comes the real part. You can convert these three things into one single dependency that you can use. You can do this with something called bundles. You can do it like the following. You can create bundle for it called compose, for example, all, and then you can do simply like the following. Can copy this one, this one, this one, but the essence is that you need to paste them as strings, okay? So it will be all of those. Okay, let me just do it like that. And you need comma between them. And now you can see that there is compose all. What I can do is instead of doing it, I can sync it. And now instead of calling this 3 times, I can do the following. I can delete all those. And instead of calling Android, I can use bundles.compose.all. Like that, and I can sync. That's pretty awesome. Beauty is that you can use this across many projects, okay? So with one single definition here and also the bundles, it will make it much easier to use it in different modules, all right? Now the last part, which is about the plugins, which is pretty simple also. Plugins, we mean by plugins, those plugins that are here and also the plugins that are here, okay? Let's say, for example, this one. Simply, I would take everything and paste it there. Okay, as plugin. Now there is a component called the version. I can copy the version here and let's call it Android Gradle plugin, like the following. It is this one. Awesome. Now here in the plugin, I would give it a name. Let's call it Android Gradle plugin. Give it a name like the following, and it will have this ID by default because it's plugin. Everything should be a string. And then for the version, I can call version.reference. And I can give it the name of this reference, okay? That's all. Now I can sync it. And then the way to use it is a little bit different because there isn't any ID or something. We use something called alias, like that. And here in the alias, I call libs.plugins.android.gradle.plugin because this is the way we use it, okay? And then we use only with the apply of false. I can delete this and remove this line. Not only that, but you can also do it here. Instead of using this one, I can use alias like that and libs.plugins.android.gradle.plugin. Okay, we called it this way, Android Gradle plugin. Yeah, I can sync everything now, and you can do this for everything, right? We do have a lot of plugins here. For example, the Dagger, the Kotlin plugin, this library plugin also, you are using it, everything. Okay, so this is in a nutshell how you can start migrating. At the end of the project, of course, you will have a lot of stuff. And now I try to complete everything in here. And using the same logic, we can go through all of these dependencies. There are a lot of dependencies here, so it is just the same principle. And the beauty in that is that you don't have to migrate everything. You can keep some of the implementation details with the TOML list, version catalog, and the others with the normal, okay? So this will work both sides. So it's pretty simple. Create this TOML file. As I said, you can split it into 4 different sections, each section for specific thing, and then you can define the versions, the libraries, and you can access those versions using this one. The beauty is that you can create a set of bundles that encompass multiple libraries into one single thing that we can use directly in our Gradle files. Okay, so this is pretty much it for this video. If you didn't subscribe to my newsletter, which is called The Productive Developer, every week or 2 weeks, I will send you an actionable tip to improve your productivity as a developer. You can subscribe in the link in the description below. Thank you very much for watching this video to the end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and always see you in the next videos. Salam alaikum.